What is up, guys? Rick Hackers here, and this is Friday Night Magic number 2. Now, number 1 featured the green-white aggro deck, and that will be linked in the description below, but today we're going over the red-white enchantments deck. This deck has been doing excellently for me, and we're going to go over the deck tech and match 1 in this video. Match 2 and match 3 will be different videos linked in the description, and there'll also be annotations. So basically, the idea of this deck is to get something that is amazing to put enchantments on, like this Sky Hunter Skirmisher 1/1 flying double strike. Now double strike means it has first strike and normal strike, so it attacks twice. So technically this does 2 damage even though it's just a 1/1. Now this is a perfect target to put an enchantment like Inferno Fist on, giving it +2/+0, because then it turns into a 3/1 double striker doing 6 damage in the air, which is insane. That is the whole idea of this deck. Now let's get into the actual deck tech. Now first we have 1 Anointer of Champions. You can tap this guy, give something +1/+1 that's attacking. This is great with the double strikers. Suntail Hawk is actually another great thing to enchant. If you can Suntail Hawk turn 1, it's just a 1/1 with flying, but then if you put an Inferno Fist on it, it becomes a 3/1 attacking on turn 2 with flying. Like, usually your opponents just have to then deal with this. That's a big enough threat by itself, and usually you have, all these double strikers and more enchantments in your hand, just like getting ready. If they kill your Suntail Hawk, it's not even a big deal, but usually it can get in for, if you enchant this thing, it easily gets in for like 9 damage in a game, which is insane. The Glory Chaser has the same idea. If it becomes renowned, it can't be blocked except by 2 creatures, another great target to enchant. Fiery Impulse is just here for disruption. Every once in a while you have to kill an enemy creature. Chopin Fleabraid, this is in here because it's just so good. A Renown 1 Vigilance, this is just an amazing card, and if you can put something like this Grasp of the Hieromancer on it, where it gets +1/+1 and can tap a defending another creature, so like if you're defending, if the opponent has a creature that would be able to block it, you just tap it and get through. Like, that's a great combo. Sigil of Valor is great in this deck because it gives equipped creature +1/+1 for each other creature you control. And I've gotten the double strikers, like I've had a skirmisher equipped with that, and it's gone up to a 5/5 because you have all these random creatures lying around like the Suntail Hawks, so then you just equip the Sigil of Valor to the double striker and get in for massive damage. Now we're getting in more to the enchantment suite. We have 2 Nimbus Wings, that gives +1/+2 and flying. And then we have 1 Infectious Bloodlust. I would have 2 if I could, but this gives +2/+1 haste and attacks each turn to Fable. Basically, I felt that I needed another enchantment with the +2/+1, because your goal is to get as much damage in as possible, and having +1 just isn't that great for the double strikers. Inferno Fist is the best card in the deck. Like, actually, it is so good. Giving a Suntail Hawk +2/+0 or a double striker means you're going to get in for massive damage. And also, I have won so many games just by this end ability. You only really need to do 18 or 16 damage, because then all your Inferno Fists you just sacrifice and do it directly at the opponent for the last remaining damage. It's awesome, and it does let you, like, if they play a really problematic creature, you can just sacrifice it and kill it. Like, I've killed plenty of Planeswalkers with this ability. It's absolutely fantastic. 2 Reprisals. Now this is here because the creatures with the power 4 or greater can be huge threats. Like if they're playing a big green stompy deck and they have a 6/6, that could be a problem, so that's why these are in here. Twin Bolts are great, usually just for more disruption, killing the enemy creature, but the fact that you can turn them on players is also amazing. There's the Sky Hunter. Heliod's Pilgrim is basically, it's amazing in this deck because it is essentially like drawing whatever enchantment you most want at the time. You get to play the Heliod's Pilgrim and then say, okay, I want an Inferno Fist, or I need a Nimbus Wings or whatever, and then you get to search your deck, get the one you need, and then put it on the creature. Now going again into the amazing things to enchant, we have the Flaring Flamekin. This thing gets +2/+2 and trample just for enchanting it, which is unreal, and it has fire breathing. So like if you put an Inferno Fist on this thing, it is a 6/4 with trample, and it is very hard to beat. And like the thing you really want on this is the Nimbus Wings, because then it becomes a 5/6, I believe, with flying and trample. It's just like a huge issue. Now, Iroha's Champion, This is even better than the thing. Well, the other thing has flying, the Sky Hunter, but the champion being a 2/2 with double strike, it's exactly what you want in this deck. Again, it's the fact that these things are good by themselves, but if you put an enchantment on them, they become unreal. And the double strike plus enchantment is fantastic in this format. Lastly, we have one Sigil of the Empty Throne. Basically, I've drawn this a couple of times. I only have one, but the times that it's come up, it's usually been pretty useful. You play this later on turn 5, and it makes so all the stuff that isn't very good in your hand suddenly is amazing. Like if you have a Sigil and then a Heliod's Pilgrim, you play the Sigil, then you play the Heliod's Pilgrim, get an enchantment, enchant the Heliod's Pilgrim, and, you know, make it a flyer or make it more powerful or whatever, and you get a 4/4 angel with flying. So it turns all of your enchantments into huge threats, and this can easily overwhelm the game as long as you have enough enchantments that you're playing. Now for lands, I went with 11 plains, 6 mountains, 2 clifftop retreats, and 4 Boros Guildgate. We're definitely more focused in white, and it's important to have a lot of white because you have a lot of white 1-drops, and also this thing is double white, and this is a really important card in your deck. So let's go on to match 1. Alright guys, here we are with match 1. Now, this deck is kind of a glass cannon because if you kill one of the creatures, it is really bad. I think this is a keep. Now the reason is this is not great. This is way too many lands than this deck needs. But we have a turn 1 Suntail Hawk. We have removal with the Twin Bolt, and we can get an enchantment with the Heliod's Pilgrim. The best possible draw is if we draw one of our double strikers or the Flamekin guy that gets +2/+2 and trample. Those are what we want to see. Alright, our opponent is on probably artifacts. Red-blue artifacts is something extremely common. Now we don't really have any turn 2 plays. I think I can get away with... No, I'm going to play the Clifftop Retreat. I was going to say I can get away with playing the Boros Guildgate, but I would like to have Twin Bolt up in case our opponent plays something, then we can instantly kill it. And then when we get back to our turn, we can untap. We are definitely getting mana flooded. This is way too much mana, so we really need to start drawing into action, or this is not going to be good for our game. And okay, so double blue. Now I'm instantly watching out for the double blue merfolk guy that bounces someone back to your hand. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. So first thing we're gonna do is we're going to attack with the Suntail Hawk, confirm attack, and then I don't think he's gonna do anything about it. Get in for 1 damage, then play the Sky Hunter Skirmisher. Now, unfortunately, the Heliod's Pilgrim is 3 mana, so you can't like get something and enchant it on turn 4. You have to wait to turn 5 to have the mana to Heliod's Pilgrim and play the enchantment all in one. Okay, so he's going to tap down our guy, which is, I mean, it's not great, but it isn't the end of the world, especially considering we don't really need this guy right now. We're going to just get an enchantment. Oh, dang. So we drew the enchantment. We drew a enchantment. I think what we do is we play the Guildgate. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm just going to enchant the Suntail Hawk, make this a threat, and then on turn 5 we can Heliod's Pilgrim another Inferno Fist and put it on the Sky Hunter, and now that's a threat. I like doing that. So that is what I'm going to do. So Inferno Fist on the Suntail Hawk. Now this is a 3/1 flyer that is now going to be getting in for some actual decent damage, and then by the time this untaps next turn, we'll be able to Heliod's Pilgrim, get another enchantment, and put it on the Sky Hunter. So if he has a removal spell, he's probably going to be baited into using it on the Suntail Hawk when he should probably be using it definitely on the Sky Hunter Skirmisher. Alright, I'm expecting a Whirler Rogue. That would be the worst thing, is if he plays a Whirler Rogue. That's a lot of stuff to get through, but we do have the Twin Bolt to deal with the 2 Thopters that it puts. Oh, doesn't untap. So he puts it on that guy, so that's shitty. So he smart enough to put it on that guy. So that is not great. We are in not the greatest scenario, because he has definitely locked down our double striker, but we have another Suntail Hawk. We're probably just going to win this game with Suntail Hawks. So let's do that. Confirm attack. We're going to get in for 3 damage, and we're going to get another Suntail Hawk down. And then I'm going to go fetch something with the Heliod's Pilgrim. So I'm going to play another Suntail Hawk. And then I'm going to go get an enchantment with the Heliod's Pilgrim. Probably another Inferno Fist. That's the one we want for this. Because we have the Twin Bolt to deal with Thopters. If he does get like a Whirler Rogue or something. And we also can like, the best part is if you enchant these Suntail Hawks, like, yes, it's crappy if he kills this thing. But it's pretty awesome being able to, like, we have a red up right now, so it's like if he uses a removal spell on the Suntail Hawk, we just sacrifice the enchantment and we can deal 2 damage somewhere. It's actually awesome. Like, it's so sweet just being able to, okay, he's going to kill my guy, so I might as well just deal an extra 2 damage to a creature or player. Like, that's basically what happens most of the time with these Inferno Fists. And let's see what he's going to do. Probably attack, which I'm going to continue the trend of not blocking because I just don't care what he does. Alright, this is interesting. What are you going to do? Nothing. Now, I could be walking into some sort of trap. But I mean, YOLO. I don't really care. Yeah, he has a lot of stuff that puts stuff back in my hand. Oh, what is he doing? Counter target spell at some opponents with the top 4 cards. Okay, so he just countered my spell, which is... It's crappy, but it's not the worst thing in the world. We're still getting in for 4. So that was his big plan, is to play like a crappy counter spell. I'm not too concerned about this. So we'll get in for 4 right here. And we have Twin Bolt and the sacrificing the Inferno Fist up. So I'm liking our position, actually. Because they're at 8. So we actually only, if we get in 1 more time... So if we get in for 4 damage next turn, which I'm hoping we do, this is good. This, like, he's taking up his whole turn. Actually, no, this is shitty because this is a flyer. So, dang, we can't do that. My plan was if we got in for 4, we could sacrifice this and then Twin Bolt him for the other 4, and then we already won. Alright, so let's see if he's going to do any other plays. Is he going to attack? Probably not. So at his end of his turn, we're going to Twin Bolt his Tower Geist. Now that's going to continue letting us get in with the flyers. Obviously we just can't have a flyer. If we draw something good, nope, planes. So continue to get in for damage here with the Suntail Hawks. And if he doesn't draw a flyer or an answer, he's going to lose pretty quickly. We have actually been extremely flooded this game. So 4. So we have a lot of live draws now because I'm going to keep the planes so he thinks I have something. That's just like, you know, a little bit more advanced than I think I need to be. But I don't need to play this planes, and it's good to make him think that we have a trick, so maybe he plays around it. Okay, so that's kind of shitty. Tapping down one of our guys, that sucks. But we have so many live draws. If we draw another Inferno Fist, if we draw... Ooh, he's tapping down both of our guys. That is... Okay, that is crappy. I'm now just hoping to draw a Twin Bolt or another Inferno Fist just so that I can frickin' sacrifice it at this point. I don't care about blocking. This is an annoying enchantment too, and I don't think I have nothing to deal with these enchantments. Come on! Ooh. Alright, this is good. What this does is this makes it really hard for him to attack because I just block because I have double strike. I have another threat he has to deal with, and we're at the point where, like, these didn't untap this turn, but they will next turn, and if he doesn't find an answer to them next turn, it's not gonna go well for him. Like, he's technically at 2. What does this do? Oh, he's drawing 2 cards. That is crappy. 4 mana to draw 2 cards is not great. So he's down to 2, and he's been replaced by AI. So he found nothing. He's gonna Telling Time. That is gonna do. He's gonna draw a card, but he has no mana. And he plays the Guildgate tapped, so he has absolutely no answers. These guys are gonna untap next turn, and they're simply going to get in for the last 4 damage. So that is gonna be a swift end to. Not really a swift end, but that's the end to match 1. Pretty impressive to see. These are why the Suntail Hawks are in the game. Is like, you enchant these, they are just as big as threats as some of the double strike stuff. So I hope you enjoyed episode 1, and I will see you for match 2.